Hi everybody, Tasha here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Welcome back. And to all of you new, hello and welcome. So today you are looking at two of my silicone babies. We have back here Oscar, and Oscar is my full-bodied silicone baby boy. He's the Dwayne Awake #2 by Claire Taylor. So I'm going to be talking about silicones in this video, so I'll get back to back to him. And then I also have baby Athena. She is my newest addition. She is the Pearl Sculpt by Nomie Roarks, or Noem. I always like get tongue-tied with that. I don't know why. By Noe Art Dolls. I also have, many of you know, my little micro preemie baby boy, Ryker. I really should have pulled him out for this video, but I didn't. Okay. Anyways, so, seeming this little wee one, who is a little crier. So she is my little drama queen, and boy, I'll tell you, I don't know, it's like 7:30 in the morning. I just put Gabe on the bus. I won't lie, I'm probably gonna lay down for an hour or so. Didn't get much more than maybe an hour or two sleep last night. That's par for the course for me. Anywho, so it's so funny because I look at her and I'm like, that if I could just lay on my back and kick and scream and cry like that, that's about what, mornings look like for me, right? What I feel like. Anyways, here, baby. Oh, come here, baby Athena. Let's see. Let's give her a little, let me see if I can get this in with one hand and not, yeah, I can. Okay. So we'll give her a passy. We'll make you have a better morning, boo-boo. What do you think? And I think that this little passy looks so pretty with this little dress. She's going to get changed out of it because it's kind of chilly and rainy today. And there's an outfit that she came with from her previous mommy that sent me a beautiful box opening. Hi, Diana. And actually, my favorite outfit is something cozy. So you all get to see her in it because it's kind of rainy today. And this, by the way, is a wee Thumbie passy. It's a preemie or micro preemie passy. And Diana had the great idea to put the little flower on it there to jazz it up a little bit, make it a little more feminine looking. So adorable, and it matches that perfectly. All right. So anyways, so being she's home, I am getting a ton of questions on where do I get that doll? Or where do I get a preemie silicone or a full body silicone like her? Can you put the link to where I can buy that doll? I'm getting, because she's new, I'm getting a lot of it. Not to say that I don't get a lot of it on Oscar too. It's a pretty general question, I think, for many YouTubers or anywhere that you're posting your full-bodied silicones on social media. It's a common question that collectors get. So I thought, let me address that in a video, and I will toss it up in my playlist. I have a playlist that's an introduction for new collectors. If you go to my channel's homepage, I think there's like 5 or 6 videos in there now. I'm working on it. I add to it as I come up with a video. And great place to start if you're new in collecting. And this will be specifically on silicone babies. And then I would also like to let you all know before, and then I'm going to talk about the silicones and where you're going to look to get them. But my channel has a membership program. So if you would like to become a member of the Pixie Squad, it is $1.99 a month. That's all inclusive. It can be canceled at any time. However, you must be 18 years or older. So you can check out if you click on, there's a link below in the description to join, or you can click the blue join button next to subscribe. I know some people don't see that button. I think it depends on what device you're using. So you can look on my community wall, I share it there, or the drop down in the description of this video, the link is right there. So less than the price of 1 cup of coffee a month. It's a really nice membership. Some just really lovely collectors in there, a few artists of all different stages of collecting. I do monthly live streams, so you can live chat back and forth with me. Well, I guarantee once a month. I definitely do it probably more on a weekly basis. I also put up exclusive videos in there. So there's exclusive content and posts and everything in there. So, and definitely a nice thing going forward in the winter. So if you're really looking to dive in and learn, it's a good place to come on in. All right, so back to where to get these dolls. So unfortunately, and the reason why I'm making this video is there is no link that I can just slap up to say, go buy this doll. Silicone dolls are made by silicone doll artists. They're often poured in very small editions. And usually people that are following the artists and, seeing them, working on a sculpt and things are kind of going to be first in on, or at least following. So you're privy to the information of when is that, they might post, this sculpt is going to be poured into silicone, on such and such a date or whatever. If you follow the artist as you go along. Oscar, for instance, by Claire Taylor. Now, Claire Taylor does have a website. All right. I will put that link in the description below. Her edition dolls, Dwayne Awake, Oscar is one of only 5 dolls, worldwide in this, sculpt. And the prototype, the 6, which is in a museum. So it's, that's a, small edition. I think she also made 5 Dwayne Asleeps, if I'm not mistaken, but I just know on his sculpt what that is. So you're talking about, and we know of myself and where 4 of the Dwayne Awakes are. The 5th one is not accounted for, and the prototype is in a museum. So, that's obviously, not a lot. Now, Claire's edition dolls are completely sculpted, molded, casted, poured, painted, finished, the whole shebang by Claire. Claire does do some kit additions, and those would be dolls that she sculpts and she pours, but then she would make the kits available for you to purchase, and that's a blank kit, so it's a unpainted, completely unfinished doll, but then you can send the doll to the artist of your choosing to be finished. Right now, she just released, like her COVID babies she was working on. She just released a new sculpt, which is a partial silicone kit. So those babies are, I think it's Alex, and I forget what she named the boy and the girl. I think she has a wake and a sleep of the kit. A partial silicone would be not full body. So it would be, instead of having a full body in the baby bits, it would be a cloth body like a reborn, but then silicone limbs as opposed to vinyl limbs and head. It's silicone as opposed to, vinyl. That's a lovely way to start. I know she had some prototypes. I don't know if they all sold yet, but she had some finished dolls that were prototypes. Anyways, that's what his artist has currently available. Her last edition babies, a question I get a lot is how much was he? And sometimes people ask in very rude ways, like, how much was it? Or just, not even in like a whole sentence. And although it's more palatable when people ask in a nice, more curious way, it's still, obviously, it's just rude to, ask someone how much they paid for, something that belongs to them. Most collectors are pretty funny about, it's just not something, to ask that's polite, but I understand why new collectors, or any collectors, I guess, do it. People are curious on the pricing. The best way to get pricing really is to start following artists. And folks, the best way to get these dolls is to start following artists. You can do so on Instagram, on Facebook. Most of them are there. Some of them Doll Fan. Usually, how, like, if you go on Facebook and you type in and you put in like a silicone doll artist name and click follow, and then suggestions will come up. That's usually what will lead you through to the next and the next and the next, and you can follow. To find artists, most of us, if you just look on YouTubers' box openings of, full-bodied silicone dolls, everybody or most, that are doing a box opening are going to state the name of the artist, the sculpt, and the artist. So that gives you a clue of where to look for, for instance, in this video, you have, Claire Taylor and Nomie Art Dolls. If you go follow those two, more are going to come up, and, that's how you would go along to follow artists. I can tell you generally, and that's the thing. It's really important to know the general price range. Like when you're looking at a Claire Taylor doll, her last edition babies, first off, she were done via private auction, and they, she was fetching, put it this way, well over $10,000 a doll, and I think there was one that exceeded 20, so just to give you a baseline, the Dwayne Awakes were the last edition that she did customs for. Now, I did not get Oscar directly from Claire. I got Oscar on the second market. Second market is always a good place to look. I also got Athena on the second market. I bought her from a friend. Both I bought from friends. And that's a way to go, and networking yourself within the community, and is gonna, be your way to go, to be looking at who has what for sale. Doll Fan is another place where people often will post secondhand, and there are some Facebook groups, silicone Facebook groups. There's a Claire Taylor silicone Facebook group where it's only Claire Taylor dolls. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they allow sale posts, or even if you're following and you see a mommy post and saying, look, I'm thinking of letting this, baby go, I'm putting feelers out. Well, that's how you, would do that. You obviously want to make sure that if you don't know someone, that you get a safety photo, look at references, and, really do your research, because you're looking at, a very large, investment. And, even from the artist, folks, there's a ton of scams out there. There's a ton of, you click in reborn or full body silicone doll in Google, and all these scam sites pop up that, and they steal artist photos, they steal collectors photos, they steal snapshots right off of my YouTube videos. And I see my dolls up for sale for $100. Go figure. Ton of scams out there. So it's really, really important to do your research when you're looking for art. It's what it comes down to is, limited edition art. The silicones are not really mass produced like even some of the vinyl reborn kits, because the molds don't hold out that long. Sometimes a mold will only hold out for a couple pours on a full bodied silicone. It depends. She was a edition of 15. That's, a decent size edition, for a full bodied silicone. So that's the scoop, folks. I know this is like, don't shoot the messenger here. I know this is not news that everybody wants to hear when they click on a video of how to buy a full body silicone doll, or where to buy, however I titled this. I understand that this may be, people want to go on and say, oh, great, she's going to put up links and just tell me where to go to get that doll, and it's just not, unfortunately, how the art world works. Because the bottom line is these aren't toys, they aren't factory produced. They are works of art. They're very, expensive, as you can, see. They can get up there. They're pricey works of art. And yes, we play with them. We role play. The artists sculpt them, and they keep the features in mind of what they know collectors, love and want. So that they can, feel like a real baby, look like a real baby. Oscar has, a drink and wet system. He's got the open mouth, his mouth opens, he takes a bottle, he takes a drink and wet. He's got a tongue, gum, uvula. He has a spine, like he's got all the bells and whistles. He did have armatures. They did break before he even got to me. I don't care about that personally, but he did have armatures in the arms and legs. I think one is working. Anyway, there's many, many videos of Oscar if you want to see his movement and his full body and his wrinkly skin. He's a one-piece pour. He's, got the neck that, is the one-piece pour, and it's all wrinkly. And so does she. So does Athena. She doesn't have her drink and wet, but she's got, she's the one-piece pour and the wrinkly skin, and she has a tongue and gums, and she has an open mouth. She takes a passy and a fake bottle, and she is a preemie sculpt, and she's got beautiful fluid movement. I love her wiggle, and she, just holds like a real baby. So super, super amazing. You want to get to learn your silicones. There's, EcoFlex 20, EcoFlex 30, EcoFlex 10. Then there's, soft silicone, soft blends. Artists have their own blends, which is what, Athena is, Nomie's, own blend of soft silicone. It's what Oscar is. It's also what my micro preemie is. You can see my micro preemie if you look up my NICU series on the playlist, and you can see my little full body silicone micro preemie baby boy. He's adorable, and he also has the wrinkly skin. He's a one-piece pour and all that stuff. So he was an addition of 15, I believe, as well. But now he is the bonus baby boy. So he's one of a kind. He's the only boy. Let me see if I can. I think he's hooked up. Oh, now you're looking at reborns here. But, well, I guess I have him in this basket thing over here. There's things on the floor all over and everything. I'm moving out of this room. So, but here he is. Here's my little Ryker. I have him in his little, like, what I call his little NICU setup. So, this is baby Ryker, and he is a micro preemie baby boy. So, he's painted to look like a, real micro preemie at about 27, 28 week gestation. So he has the working armatures in his legs and arms. He is, full body as well. He has a little belly button. The lighting up here is terrible because it's a rainy day and it's like 7:30 in the morning. And he's got a tongue and gum in there. He also takes a bottle and a passy. He also does all the like fun stuff that a lot of us collectors, that even though, yes, they're works of art, a lot of us collectors do enjoy, buying clothes for them, changing them, holding them, role playing, feeding, them, pretending to feed them bottles and just, making fun videos with them, pictures, etc. So it is certainly, part of the hobby. Some collectors simply, excuse me, some collectors don't do any role play, don't even change them. They just, put them in an outfit, maybe change them by the season, and they display them. There is absolutely no right or wrong way to collect. Some collectors, buy a doll and that's a forever baby and the doll never leaves. Some of us buy and sell. There's definitely no different right or wrong way of collecting. All I can say to all of you as a collector that's looking for information on silicones is I highly recommend doing your homework, doing your research before diving into a silicone doll. For a few reasons. First and foremost, so that you do not get scammed. Because these sites are just crawling there all over the place now. So many new collectors are coming in, and I mean, probably, 1 out of 5, 4 out of 5 coming in will say they were scammed. They were scammed coming in. And, it's not their fault. Like, I didn't know this community here, YouTube, that all these doll collectors existed. I didn't know for many, many months. I already actually had a silicone and 4 reborns I bought on the second market. And that was out of sheer luck, and that I saw them on Facebook, and I did a couple months of homework looking into the silicones, looking at pricing and artists and things like that. I did, but geez, that was out of just sheer luck and curiosity that I was poking around and all that. It could have so easily happened that if one of those dolls popped up for that cheap, that I didn't know the difference, that would have happened to me too. There's no big red sign that says reborn silicone doll community this way. we all usually stumble upon the community here. In one way or another, whether for me, it was, I finally opened an Instagram account, because I I love taking pictures of my dolls, and I'm like, it's kind of no fun. I didn't have anybody to share them with except the collector that I have purchased the secondhand reborns off of. And she was lovely, but I didn't want to bug her constantly, sending her pictures. That was, I didn't want to, overstep. So finally I said, I'm just going to open a Instagram account. I decided to call it Pixie Mommy's Reborns, as I've put in previous videos. Pixie Mommy's kind of been a handle of mine for many, many years, Pixie Mommy. So, and I'm like, well, nobody's gonna know who like if people I know or whatever. It's just, an anonymous, posting doll pictures. And from there, just hooking up, following some other doll collectors, realizing, wow, there's other collectors out there that actually have accounts for their dolls and post pictures. And from there, I saw posts about box openings and YouTube, and some people posting links to their YouTube channel. And I actually came to YouTube to look up, making the formula for the bottles, and voila, boom, I was like, oh, wow, there's a whole world out there. So, so now these sites are getting people coming in. So I think that collectors are trying their hardest. I know I do myself, to put videos up, hoping to catch you all first, because you never know what somebody's going to stumble upon first. Maybe it will be YouTube because they saw, a reborn doll on YouTube or a picture of one and typed it in here looking, and then they would come across our videos, and that could happen too. So, thank goodness for them that you'll be the one out of 5 that didn't get scammed. Because even a couple $100, nobody wants to lose that, and sitting there all disappointed, thinking that this is what you're getting because it's the picture that's up, So yeah, the artists are out there. They usually, share what they're doing on either Instagram or Facebook. Those places are, hot places right now for artists to advertise and to share their journeys and what they're working on next and promote themselves and this, that, and the other thing. And bottom line is, going there, you'll get to see which artists' work you enjoy, painting styles you like, their sculpting styles you like, what babies they might already have available if you are looking to dive, in quickly. I suggest taking a look and, even other collectors' videos, seeing, what you might like as far as, awake, asleep, what features are important to you. Do you want to make sure the baby has a big enough open mouth to take a pacifier? Does it matter to you? Do you want a one-piece pour or ball jointed neck? What kind of movement? Just things like that. Otherwise, sometimes, we buy and then we realize our preferences are different, and that's okay too, because you can sell a doll on and, go to the next. But when you're new, it's harder, you take bigger losses. I certainly did. I mean, for the reborns, because I, bought and sold so much, getting to know my preferences. But the reborns were a little different. The silicones, I was not doing that. I have not been a revolving door. I've had some, different silicones, but not like the reborns. I couldn't afford to take those hefty losses, especially as a new collector with no reputation, no references to sell, and no platform to do it on. it's a lot more difficult. So anyway, those are my suggestions. I'm sure I left a ton out, but there's only so much that I can stuff in a 30-minute video. But if you go and hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell, you will see more videos. Listen, to me as they go along. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. As I said, you will also, if you're looking, to ask questions and kind of go back and forth and get answers and things like that, you definitely would enjoy the Pixie Squad. And, if you just want to hang out and have some fun. So, got all that information for you all. Certainly, please share your experiences below in the comments, whether you're a new collector starting out. Let me know where you're at. What was your first experience? What did you come upon and lay your eyeballs on first? Have you purchased a doll yet? Are you looking to purchase? And to all of, my more seasoned collectors, where was your first, point of entry into the silicone dolls? Or have you not, interested or got to the silicones yet? And, give me your take on things, guys. And, yep, that's about it. So get on following some artists and beware of scammers out there. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Until next time, God bless.